Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another video. You owe nothing to a woman who put you in the friend zone. You owe nothing to her. Let me, you know what, I saw something about some guy complaining about being in the friend zone, some clip or something, right? And then, but here's the thing. If a woman puts yourself into the friend zone, or as I like to say, you allow yourself to be put in the friend zone, you owe nothing to that woman. Because what happens with a lot of women, they'll put a guy, or they'll put the guy into the friend zone, or he allows himself to be put in the friend zone, but then they want him to hang around. They want him to be an orbiter or something. And they want him to be the break-in case of emergency man. You know, that's all that really is. She don't want to get with him, but you know, if she have an emergency or something, she'll break it. Look, once that man gets put in the friend zone, or rather he allows himself to be put in the friend zone, he don't have anything. I remember back in the day, there was this woman who put me in the friend zone. It was an older woman too, right? And well, it was kind of complicated, but she was like, oh, we can just be friends. I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, you know, your daughter kind of fine, because her daughter was older. She was an older woman, so she had a daughter in her 20s as well, close to my age. I was like, your daughter kind of fine. She got mad. She got mad with me. She said, don't be checking out. You can't be checking out my daughter. Yeah, I was like, oh, whoa. You said me and you could just be friends. I'm good with that. You know, I'm good with that. Even though we had done something before, but that's another story. But I was like, okay, but your daughter fine, right? And you know, she would still like call or something. I was like, oh yeah, well, how's your daughter doing? And she got mad. And you know, that don't, you know, if you in that situation, if like you allow yourself to be put in a friend zone by a woman, immediately start asking about her friends, or ask her how to get other women. Now, if she is sincere, like she sincerely want to be a friend, remember what I've said before. That's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing. She can give you some inside information. So it was like, and plus, what good is she going to do if she don't want to have sex with you? What good is she to you? If she's sincere, though, you ask about other women, she'll help you out. She'll tell you what you might need to do, or she might even give you intelligence on a particular woman. You know? Even though I still say you don't want to change up for a particular woman, but she can give you some insight into what this other woman is doing. Or like she can give you some type of insight that you can use, or you might can use. Or you might not use. She might know something about that other woman, or see something about that other woman, and it might save you some trouble. Like you might be like, nah, she stinks. She be doing this and that. You be like, okay. I've actually had some women do that. Some women that I was friends with, or they were cool with one of my buddies or something. So I definitely wasn't gonna mess with them and everything. But you don't owe nothing to her. You don't have to. See, here's the problem with a lot of guys. They get put into the friend zone, or rather they allow themselves to be put into the friend zone. They still want that woman who put them into the friend zone. They still think they're going to change her mind or something. And they getting mad and everything. She put me into the friend zone. Well, first of all, if you there, she's not turned on by you sexually. All right? It's a waste of time. You don't get mad. Or she putting you there for breaking in case of emergency type of dude. You don't want to do that. Now, if she hanging out around some friends or something like that, ask her. Like I said, if she's sincere, she'll tell you what to do. But if she's not sincere, she'll try to keep you away, or she'll say, I say, hold up. You look at her and say, hold up. You done told me I can just be your friend. And you know what? I'm respecting that. But I'm checking out this other woman that you know. And you can't tell me anything about her. You gonna like keep me from your friends or something like that? So hold up, what's the case? See, you got to call her out or she going to be trying to run some game on you like that. Because you get plenty of women who try to have men who just going to be some orbiters, making them feel good or something. It was like, you don't have time for that. If she puts you in a friend zone, you don't have time to hang out with her or anything like that. You know, pick up the phone, you know, y'all might could talk every now and then if you got nothing else to do. But don't be that orbiter. See, what it should be called really is an orbit zone. Because you have a lot of women, they want the guy to orbit, and then a lot of guys want to orbit. They want to change their mind. They want to figure out what to do. You know? They might even hit up somebody like me to get a consultation and say, well, what can I do to get out that woman's friend zone? Well, I'm telling you right now for free. I'm telling you right now. Look, don't worry about it. If she do, just be like, okay, move on to the next one. And if she don't have any friends or she ain't trying to tell you anything, just leave her alone. Because she don't want you anyway. Just say, hold up, hold up. And in fact, you tell her just that. You say, look, I'm checking you out. I was like romantically attracted to you, physically attracted to you, thought you were all that. You weren't trying to be my friend. I'm not trying to hurt myself hanging out with you. You know? I'm not putting myself through torture. I don't want to hear about what's happening with you and other men. Let me talk about that for a second. Because you get some women, they will do that. They'll have that guy hanging out and everything, but see, they hooking up with other men and getting dogged by other men and then telling the man that is in the friend zone about it. As a man, you don't want to put up with that torture. Now, if you decide she's in your friend zone, okay, that's cool. That's cool. If it's a mutual thing, okay, that's cool. And that happens. That happens. Sometimes two people, they meet, they talk, they's like, you know what, you just a buddy. Okay, if it's on your terms too. But you ain't trying to, if you like physically attracted to this woman, turned on by, you ain't trying to hear about some other guy dogging her. And then she invariably says something like, oh, well, you know, well, there's not any good men out there. And there's been a multitude of men who have said, well, what about me? Heck, I even wrote something decades ago about that. I wrote something about that. It was actually entitled, What About Me? I actually wrote that. You know, it's just, I don't know where it is now. But whatever the case, got so much stuff out there. Whatever the case, you don't want to hear about that. You don't want to hear about some other man or something like that. You know, if a woman puts you in the friend zone, unless you want to be there, unless you genuinely want to be her friend, she has to hook you up with other women. She got to give you the 411 on like other women you might be checking out, stuff that she might know, like she might be doing or something like that. Little insider information, right? That's the main thing. You know, and she can't get mad about it. Like I said, if a woman's sincere about that, she'll help you out, get other women. Or she'll help you out with your game. She'll say, well, you know, hold up. This what these women are saying about you. You know? This what you doing and everything. And that's cool. I've actually been helped out by a lot of women that way. Ironically, not really put in the friend zone by most of them. Just women I happen to know, and they would tell me, it's like, oh, well, you need this or that, or this woman saying this. In fact, I've hooked up with several women who would hook me up with their friends. Like, if the woman ain't doing that, you don't owe her anything. She need to be helping you out, all right? I want y'all to think about that, all right? So anyway, you owe nothing to a woman who put you there, all right? You owe nothing to her, all right? You know, she ain't want to hook up with you like that. Why you staying? All right. So anyway, that's all I have for right now. I'll get back with y'all. Peace and blessings.